Hello and welcome to Pineapple Talk. I'm Leya, founder and president of Pineapple Support, a charity I set up in 2018 for people working in the adult performance industry. We offer a support text service provided by trained volunteer listeners and online therapy service staffed by qualified counsellors, psychologists and psychotherapists.
Hi, and I'm Shelley, a psychotherapist who's been involved with Pineapple Support since its very conception.
If you'd like to find out more information on Pineapple Support, you can visit the website, which is pineapplesupport.org.
So this session is our final one of a 4-part series where we've been focusing on anxiety. In this time, we're looking back on our last 3 sessions with our guests, who were Andra, Brandon, and Brad, who all have generously even shared their thoughts and experiences in how they cope with anxiety.
So, my first thoughts when we decided to do this topic were about when we did our very first radio show, which was around 5 years, not 5 years ago, it might have been about 2 years ago, 5 years, and how nervous we were, how much preparation we did, that we were going over and over the questions together. It was terrifying. We were terrified.
I think we put on makeup as well, didn't we?
It
was a radio show, but it made us think it helped.
Yeah. And then compared to how we are now, how we were by the, at the end of that series, which was, we had our questions. We knew the guests were coming on. We knew it would all work out in the end. If it didn't work out, then we would just chit chat. It'd be fine. And but
it's interesting. I think because what Brad was talking in part 3 was about preparing, and we did actually always prepare.
Yes,
not as much as we did perhaps for the first one because we didn't need to, but for the following ones, we always prepared and had things up our sleeve.
Yeah, yes. And when you know that you can do it and you have that confidence, I think makes a very, very big difference as well. But for me, stage fright has always been a massive problem. When I was younger, I was fantastic at acting. Really great. I would go to acting classes. I'd go to extra classes after school, acting clubs. And they'd always want to give me really big roles. But I couldn't get on stage.
Not even on stage.
So, I could, when we were rehearsing, yes. As soon as there was an audience there, I couldn't do it. And so I'd end up getting shitty little parts with one line because I knew that's all I could cope with. And again, I'd deliver them perfectly in rehearsal. And when it came to the actual performance, shaking, nervous, awful. It was, crippling. It was really, really crippling.
And was it literally that? It sounds like, as you say, stage fright, having everyone look at you, which is what they're meant to do in the play.
Yeah, and worrying that I was going to mess it up and people were going to laugh at me and that I wasn't good enough and they were all waiting for me to make a mistake. And it was just being awful, really, really awful. And such a shame to have wasted a talent like that as well. When I purposefully avoided kind of interviews or being on stage or anything like that. And I think it was one of the first award shows I went to after launching Pineapple Support. It was the first award show I went to that I'd been nominated for an award. I didn't win, but it was the last award of the evening, or the penultimate, it was at the very, very end of a long award show. And I didn't enjoy the award show because I was so terrified that I would win and I'd have to go up on stage and speak. And having to present at the conferences on Pineapple Support and going up there and speaking in front of people with a PowerPoint. The first 2 presentations I did, terrified, sweaty palms, couldn't get my words out properly. Everything to kind of, when you finish and it's all a blur, you can't really remember what you've spoken about. Whereas now when I do the presentation, it's just.
So what for you, and I guess thinking back, as you say, from being that the girl in the drama club or however it was in school, to being really good at drama, but then not being able to then on the night deliver. What changed for you in between that time into at least trying things now and finding them scary and nerve-wracking?
Because now I'm doing it for Pineapple Sport. I'm doing it for something that I really believe in, and I know that I'm the only person that can fully communicate everything that we're doing correctly. So there is no other choice, and it's something that's so important that, you know, fuck stage fright, you've got to get it there and you've got to do this. This isn't a choice. I said now that the presentations I find super easy, but still getting up on stage and doing an acceptance speech, that's still. But then I've only done that once, so these things get easier, I guess. Yeah. But no, twice. But the first time I just swore a lot, so I really was nervous and wasn't expecting it.
Swearing to Tourette's.
Yeah. Oh fuck! Oh thanks! Oh.
Which is not uncommon, is it, when you see people go up on stage? And I think that's the thing, isn't it? When we do watch other award shows, and the massive, you know, whatever they are, for the TV, Golden Globes, etc., people who you see acting all the time suddenly get up on stage and then kind of go, oh my goodness, and kind of do a lot of sweary stuff or stammery stuff. Or
Brad doesn't. Brad's fantastic.
He prepares.
He does prepare.
He prepares. But I guess, so thinking back to, you know, the three guests, as you say, that was for Brad. Now he's, you know, he goes along and he preps and he prepares, and although he was that child, you know, he says very clearly in the class who found it difficult to be asked questions, and even on the debating team found it tough. And I guess it sounds like perhaps a part of therapy helped, maybe, in tackling that. Which is also something which Andra brought in as well for her.
But the interesting thing the difference between Brad and Andra was Brad's anxiety was very much focused on being in a social atmosphere, on getting up in front of people and talking, whereas Andra's is triggered by imposter syndrome. So. You know, for Brad, it was quite easy to challenge himself, to put yourself in difficult situations, to challenge yourself and get over that. Whereas with Andra or with Brandon, it's maybe not so easy.
Maybe not, but I think I guess I'm just thinking about everyone's backgrounds and histories and how that all impacts upon how we are as an adult. And thinking about Andrew's experiences growing up, Brandon's experiences, Brad's experiences as growing up, and how ultimately that, for all of us, that is, you know, the cards we're dealt with, and then it's kind of how we make use of those cards we're dealt with. And, you know, sometimes
I could also identify with all three of the guests. Yeah. Imposter syndrome, huge. I was like, people are going to realize I don't know what I'm doing any minute now. How, you know, I'm crap. How am I doing this? Well, clearly you're not crap. You know, we've accomplished a lot. And yada, but that's always in the head, you know. And I don't know how to do this. Well, no one knows how to do this. You know, it's never been done before.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, I really, really appreciated that, and the way that Andra described her anxiety physically as being drinking too much caffeine and feeling your skin in your veins and kind of cold sweats and heart beating. Yeah, when I suffer from anxiety, it is usually a lot of that kind of
physical.
A little bit of physical. I mean, nowhere near like Brandon. I mean, that just sounded awful. But you know, it's like an excited feeling, but shit. With sweaty palms and kind of, yeah. And
that's the interesting when I think about anxiety and excitement, because sometimes, yes, it is excitement. You know, there is that mixture that it could be something we're looking forward to doing, and it could be going out on a new date with someone, or, you know, going for a job interview, which we're really excited about, or, you know, any one of those things. But of course, the anxiety and excitement, is trying to work out which is which. And I think sometimes excitement, it's just excitement. And actually, it's all right to have those feelings. It's perfectly natural, but it's like there's kind of butterflies in your belly. If you get those butterflies, and that can be lovely, but it's, of course, they can flip over and turn to butterflies with, I don't know, teeth in your belly, and that's the anxiety, maybe. I don't know.
Butterflies with teeth.
That doesn't sound so nice, does it? Doesn't. But that would, potentially be the flip side of the excitement of the anxiety coming in.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about how you look at a situation. I used to be terrified of meeting new people, like going on a date, meeting someone for the first time, or that kind of that pressure. And maybe not the first time, but you know what I mean. That's kind of one-on-one for the first time. And now I'm excited. I love meeting new people. New people are interesting. And I think previously I had quite low self-confidence when I was younger, and would assume that people weren't going to like me. Whereas now, of course they'll like me. And if they don't, fuck them.
Yeah. And there's something which Brad said at the end about being your authentic self. Which I think for both of us, we went, that's the art. But it's so simple. I'm so appreciative he said that, and it's so it's such a lovely, simple idea, but it's damn hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's but
sometimes the simple ideas are the hardest.
Yeah.
Just relax. Right.
Just be you.
But yeah, and then Brandon, who is talking about having changes to schedule and having to keep her routine, and I know that really messes with me. I know that messes with you as well.
It does. I didn't know it messed with you so much.
If because I tend to plan my day around eating a lot of the time. So I like to know where I'm having my lunch, where I'm having my dinner. It's very important. And then everything slots in between. But
if somebody cancels on you for lunch or something, does that throw you out?
Yeah, or even if there's we're meant to have, or if I've got a 2-hour meeting or something before lunch, or something planned for afterwards. So I planned my day to drive here and then be there, and then I'll be in this place, and it's like clockwork. It's all going to work. It all fits together. And then one person says, no, it's not happening. Yeah. Oh well, what? Okay. And I get quite angry. Usually just in my own head.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's.
And I guess it's when I'm very similar in terms of what it leaves me. I don't know if I feel. I just feel out of sorts. I feel disrupted.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm not particularly angry at the person to say, because there's probably a good reason or something that's come up. But it's left me. I can't think of the right word. It's that change, isn't it?
Yeah. Where am I now? What am I going to do with that 2-3 hours or whatever? I guess it's different sometimes if you're different situations, if you're really, really busy with work or whatever, and
it can be a godsend.
Yeah. But
yeah, that's true.
And when you're looking forward to something, I hate that. When you're really looking forward to doing something and something cancels, and they're not doing it out of malice, or but it just leaves you feeling low, and then that triggers anxiety for me, because I get they don't like me.
Okay, so it does trip into something else. So though you say rationally, but then it does start to trickle through, it sounds.
But then I think that's from when I was at school that I got bullied, and it was the group of girls in particular that I was very good friends with, and then suddenly one day they just turned on me, all 3 of them, and I was like, what have I done? I haven't done anything. Turns out one of the girls had been lying. She didn't actually like me the whole time, said that I've been bitching about the other 2. But I think that I don't know whether it was just that experience or whether there was a multiple experiences, but I get this thing where suddenly I just decide, well, no one likes me. People don't like me. They're probably all having parties where I can't go.